Despite the fact that Edochie was sleeping with a married woman, Papet Edochie also wanted Queen May to cover up for him at home. I remember when he made a video, an interview, was it last year? Yes, if I'm not mistaken, last year when he came out and said a lot of things about Judy Austin, how she was picked up from the, roadside, and how Queen May is a great person, but he ended up it with something annoying though. He said that Queen May was the person that built the house and that she is the foundation of the marriage, that the marriage is working today because of Queen May, and that Queen May is influenced, that it is her friends that are influencing her for her to go away from her husband, which I know is a terrible lie. Do you know why I said it? How can you, Papet Edochie, take for instance your daughter? If it is your daughter that the husband is treating anyhow, embarrassing publicly on social media, publicly humiliating the family, you expect your daughter to be in that marriage? Apparently the answer is no. We already know that you will not accept. So don't allow Queen May to accept what your daughter cannot accept. Now a message has been sent to Pet Edochie from the village that the gods of the lands are angry with the Edochies for the abomination that Edochie committed. Mr. Obasi. So all these things that we are seeing physically, Mr. Obasi has even gone to fight spiritual battle. Yeah, no be small story. Has gone traditional as he tried to get justice via the police, child welfare, and the rest of them, but he wasn't able to get the justice. We already know how Edochie managed to sabotage the whole thing, use money, because he felt that Mr. Obasi doesn't have money, and Judy Austin on the other hand helped around by sleeping with those people in charge, and that was how they just died the matter. But I'm happy that things have turned out for the better. It may just be like 10 years. 10 years is far, but within a twinkle of an eye we're already in the 10th year, and Mr. Obasi is going to finally get justice to it, but not before he had already done the traditional sacrifice. I'm going to be telling you everything that Mr. Obasi did in order for him to get his children. This is to show you that this man actually wants to be part of his children's life. This is to show you that this man is really a good person and wants to be responsible for his children's life. So when he was not able to get justice, he cried to the gods of his land and made sacrifice. All these things happened when he came back from business and found his house empty. How can you go knowing fully well that you left your wife, children, and you gave them money, everything was intact, and then coming back from a business trip and finding out that everything has been cleared from the house? So because of the betrayal and the pain, Mr. Obasi went to do something. He went to meet the priest, went to their traditional hut and performed some spiritual sacrifice. But to Mr. Obasi, it didn't work. He felt that maybe he did something wrong, and that is why the gods of the lands were punishing him. He even felt that the gods had already forgotten him, not knowing that the gods have even started dealing with Edochie. The gods are not ready to take him now, but we crumble him slowly, and that is exactly what they have started doing. Indeed, we have seen how Edochie does not behave like a normal person again. The Edochie we know before cannot come out on social media and be dancing up and down now, and be dancing like someone who doesn't even have home training, who doesn't even have sense. Now he behaves like somebody who indeed the gods have placed a curse on. Now a message has come to Papet Edochie that he needs to make a sacrifice because his family has been defied, his home has been defied. I remember the other day it was the native doctor from Nnewi coming out to tell Papet Edochie that he needs to do something fast. If not, that he's destroying not only Edochie but the Edochie family, because they said if one hand touches oil, it is going to affect the other fingers, and that is how it is. Either you cut it off or you do a remedy for it. That Pet Edochie allowed his son and was aware, but this being aware, I don't really know. I don't know whether it was hearsay. I don't know whether it was hearsay that Pet Edochie heard that Edochie was sleeping with Judy Austin, because he came out and said that he doesn't know who Judy Austin is, that he doesn't even know who Judy Austin Edochie picked from the gutter. Because the reason why I tend to believe him and I tend not to believe him is the fact that when you find out that your son did this thing, why didn't you put him to order? Why didn't you, as the patriarchy of the family, why didn't you tell him something that if he continues in that line, you are going to disown him, you are going to take the name from him, you are going to strip him of all the things that belongs to him? Instead, you wanted Queen May to stay. And another reason why I believe that he might not have known was because, when Edochie was going to, pay the dowry of Judy Austin, why didn't the father follow him? If the father really approved of it, you should have followed him now. But this one, no member of his family followed him. This is to show you that it was just hearsay that they've been hearing. Nobody was sure of it. So when the message came across that Papa Edochie needs to go and do sacrifice in the village, do some cleansing in order to save himself and his family, that was when he now opened up and said that he had been offering sacrifice, that in fact there is no month that he doesn't offer more than 2 sacrifices, and still yet thinking that something will, as in like something will be better. But they keep sending him pictures and messages on his WhatsApp, showing him how his son keeps behaving, how his son keeps making the Edochie's name an eyesore, that he doesn't even know where to start again. The elders went ahead to tell Papa Edochie to call his son Edochie, that he needs to be present to do the proper cleansing, and then return Judy Austin back to her father's house. It is now her father's house, that is Judy Austin's father's house. They will now go and plead. In as much as Mr. Bassi, there is no way in this world that Mr. Bassi can accept Judy Austin back, no matter what. But it's just forgiveness that they need. They went on to say that Judy Austin and Yul Edochie need to be at the market in the middle of the night to perform sacrifice and beg for mercy, because right now it is pleading for forgiveness. They have hurt a lot of people. Is it from Mr. Bassi to May, to the family, to even everybody, and also the sacrilege and the abomination that they committed. You know, initially I used to think that all these things does not exist, but believe me, they exist. In fact, before the physical, the spiritual comes first. It is quite tiring for Pet Edochie, because his son is bringing problem to the Edochies. At Pet Edochie's age, he is busy running up and down just to save one Efulefu son who doesn't even want to be saved. That is the irony of the whole thing. Yul Edochie does not want to be saved. No matter how you try to make him to understand, it's like a man that is cursed. You know, a madman, he doesn't even know that he's mad. He's no longer in his right senses. And I believe that it is the cause of the land that is making him not to be in the right senses. And I believe that it is the cause and the sacrifice that Mr. Bassi did in tears, staying 3 days in the traditional hut, because he doesn't want to leave. He wants to avenge what they did to him. Papa Edochie know the implication of what Yul Edochie have done. And to bring Yul Edochie and Judy Austin together, do you think that it is possible? Because I heard that anytime they call Yul Edochie that they want to have a meeting, he tends to have one excuse or the other. The other time he said he was in a movie location. The other time he said he was in a political, meeting, just for him not to come. And I believe that it is not ordinary. It is somebody that is not wanting him to come. And that person is no other person than Judy Austin. Judy Austin doesn't want Yul Edochie to be clear. She doesn't want his eyes to, open, because she knows that immediately Yul Edochie's eyes open, now for her to pack her things go. And say if she pack her things go, where does she want to stay? This one that she's now a national disgrace. Which man wants to associate with her? Despite the fact that she has offshore and onshore, who wants to sleep with her? Anybody that wants to sleep with her know that the person is sleeping with a curse. You want to end up like Yul Edochie. And so that is what is happening now. Papa Edochie, I don't know how you are going to do it, but whatever you have to do it fast, because the time is really ticking. Tick, tick.